If I die in the game, I'll die in real life.
Supposedly a man died while fighting monsters. And just like in the game, he revived in the cathedral.
So, I've been rewatching a ton of Log Horizon and just finished Season 1 because of the recent news that Season 3 is coming, baby. Tough luck though, no game, no life. Maybe one day Madhouse Studios will remember you exist for that Season 2. So anyways, while I was watching this whole thing, it was so funny to me how it felt that Log Horizon was just made to do everything completely to the opposite of SAO. It was very easy for me to see, considering I watched SAO recently for another video I created. So I'm going to discuss how Log Horizon is the anti-SAO, but before we start, I do like both shows and I personally think Log Horizon is the better show out of the two for the reasons I will state. One of the differences between SAO and Log Horizon is how they handle being in the game world. SAO tries to play as a death game where even one mistake can mean it's the end of your life. So one of the main problems the characters face is that, oh snap, I can die for real. So I don't want to die because, well, dying sucks. I want to live. In Log Horizon, they play it like a really cool video game. If you die, well, you just died. You're going to get revived in the cathedral, which makes you lose some of your experience points and some of your memories that we find out later. This format makes it a lot better to work around for plot points. You still do lose something tangible, like your experience points for your character and your memories to the outside world outside the game, which is something, but it isn't a point of no return like at SAO. You cannot come back from death, and that isn't here in Log Horizon. I also like that Log Horizon tries to make you kind of forget that it is a game at times and becomes more of a magical world. SAO shows its menus and how everything is done by menus, like equipping weapons or cooking food. It just feels so much like a game. They don't try to expand on not really being so dependent on the game. They just, everything's game here. It's just, that's the way they do it. It's just a game. And in Log Horizon, the characters learn that doing stuff through menus just makes things suck, and everything should be done by hand mostly. And it just makes the game feel more realistic and give more life to it besides just being menus and stuff. A couple examples of this is like making food was absolutely terrible through the menus. It was just bad. Like the first couple episodes they were complaining about, oh, it tastes like cardboard, or it's just disgusting. And then they finally learned that how to make this food taste good is by getting a chef and having them cook the food actually like how you would in the real life world. So it's very interesting that you don't need to be dependable in the game. You can just live. Another thing they do is use the work of steam power from the real world. Again, this wasn't in the game, but they use their knowledge to bring it into the game. And it just felt more immersive because it just felt like real life things would work in the game, and you don't need to depend on the menus. You can break the game pretty much. Another big thing that is vastly different is Log Horizon builds many characters and personalities. Like in SAO, you have Kirito, and the crew wants to fuck Kirito. Then the sister wants to fuck Kirito. The friend zone character who wants to fuck Kirito. The lolly character wants to fuck Kirito. And I can go on and on with this who wants to fuck Kirito. Then, in Log Horizon, everyone is treated with respect and gets death added to them. Like, we got Shiro, who is our main character in the show. He's like Kirito in the way that he is OP or overpowered, but they find a way to make that work because he still has legitimate weaknesses. Sure, he's intelligent, smart, he comes up with these creative, crazy plans to get the advantage, but the dude is terrible when it comes to social settings, which are just drilled in, just boom, 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 boom. They bring this up so much, and it's been shown. you can hear the townspeople talking about, oh look, the villain behind glasses, he's mean or whatever, he's scary. They say all these things. It comes up, it's brought up, and it's shown.
Rusty was so cool back there. I was stunned.
But that Shiro guy was so creepy. And he was even mean to the princess.
That's Shiro. Did you hear about how he tricked the princess into joining the battle?
Most definitely.
So Shiro, he leads this like organization and everything, but he doesn't do it publicly because he's just terrible social or just in a political showmanship way. He's just bad at it. And then we have Akatsuki. She is Shiro's main bodyguard, which she's well equipped to do because she is a ninja, so she can go to intelligence, make sure he's safe, move quickly around. So it makes sense why she would be Shiro's bodyguard. Though she does have some insecurities because she doesn't fight as good in the team as some of the other characters do with Shiro, because the other characters have more chemistry with Shiro because of their past. Another thing is sometimes she just doesn't feel like she does enough to help Shiro, and again, the insecurities show up. She's in this weird zone though as like a character. She shows some tsundere tendencies at times to other characters, but not Shiro, who she actually does like. So I don't know what dere she would be. She could be like tsundere or dare, but I can't really put her in a place, which is kind of good because I guess she isn't as cookie cutter as most characters are. So, it's kind of cool. Now, I explained 2 characters, and after this, in SAO, it really breaks down for most of the seasons because it's really just Kirito and Asuna who get all the depth, all the importance of character building. But in Log Horizon, that does not happen. There's more characters here. So it just completely breaks down when you compare SAO and Log Horizon to this point because there's just so much depth in characters beyond this point. We have Nagatsuki. I really cannot say his name. I tried this like a billion times. I can't say it. I'm sorry. Anyways, he is the main tank for Log Horizon, the guild, and he gives a lot of funny one-liners. He can be the voice of reason when Shiro needs some help, which is kind of rare, but every now and then he does. So yeah, he's the tank, does tank things, gives some good advice at times. He's really funny though. When they had this festival, he was in this getup. Like I could not stop laughing because it was really funny to picture him in this little getup. It's like a suit and it's like a hat. I'm probably showing it right now. It was really funny to me. I just loved his look. I just loved it. Anyways, he does have a real deep fascination for panties and women, which previously mentioned Akatsuki does beat his ass all the time for again and again. This guy does not learn. I love this dude though. He is A1. He is A1. Then we have Nyanta. This dude straight up is a pimp. I recommend the dub just because it makes this show a billion times better.
Yeah.
So yeah, this dude is a cat pimp and is in a relationship with this girl, Sarah, who may be 15 and is and he is obviously old as fuck. Like, it's kind of weird, but whatever. The cat dude is a boss. Every time he's on screen, I just love his meow and his voice. Like, I'm telling you, watch the dub if you're gonna watch the show, because he makes it a billion times better. I don't care. Then after that, we got Minori and Toya. Yeah, a little 2-for-1 special for you because they are brother and sisters. In this show, they get slaved in the beginning because if you're under, I think, 40 levels, you get a XP potion, and what happens is they get in this little guild here. They're enslaved pretty much, and they have to give their XP for food so they can survive. Eventually, though, Shiro does help them out and get them out of the slave labor, and they really respect Shiro for this, and they want to be awesome as him, so they learn from him, and they get better because of him. And they start with like really low levels. I just mentioned the XP thing, so yeah. Then the last group of people here we're going to discuss about Log Horizon and the guild is going to be Izune, sorry, and Rudy. They are played for more laughs and all that, just more funny things. Rudy, he thinks he's like a prince, which gives you like some very funny things. He like throws his hair around. He just tries to be all suave, but he's really not, so does not work well for him. And Zune just likes him because he's like a dog and he's kind of cute to her. So yeah, that's pretty much what it is. It's just for fun. Just give a little break every now and then. Rudy, I do love Rudy though. He's pretty funny. So that's the gist of the Log Horizon Guild. But notice I said the guild. There are other important characters to the plot who aren't in the guild. We got Krusty from a guild called DDD. He is amazing in public. Remember I mentioned Shiro was bad in public? He is pretty much the face of this round table, which is pretty much the all the guilds combined together and they make a round table. So he's pretty much the face of the round table publicly, while Shiro is the face behind closed doors. So yeah, he's really strong. He's a really strong warrior, and he just has a lot of showmanship, which is why he becomes the face publicly. Last we have Marley and Harinetta, who lead Crescent Moon. They are pretty much strong allies to Log Horizon. You got a couple little funny things, but really all they're there for is to help Log Horizon whenever they need numbers. That's really their main thing in this thing. They don't really do much more than that. They're just more helpful to Shiro's cause. That's really it. Also, we have the people of the land, which are just NPCs, so you think, well, they wouldn't matter at all, right? But nah, they are a vital part to the story. There's a lot of negotiation with the people of the land and various player guilds, so it's very interesting to see the two groups interact. One of the main players from the people, I guess you should say, not players, can be kind of confusing, but one of the main people from the people of the land is Reneshe. Again, sorry about the name, sorry, but she's a princess of this whole land and all that, the people of the land. She's the princess, and she has to pretty much go over to Akabara, where all the players are, and get them to fight for the kingdom, which she does do a successful job on. And so the people of the land become an integral part of this weight and balance of politics and the characters. So it's very interesting to see the dynamics between NPCs and players. Now I will leave this for last. The biggest difference between the two is the world building and how they interact in the said world. For starters, they explain everything in this show. Like, they explain the effect of the move, the cooldown rate, attack damage. You know what I mean? They go to the freaking nail for this thing. And SAO, I don't know jack. The closest thing they get to is maybe they just explain that Kirito can dual wield, and that's not even that insane. It's like, okay, he can dual wield. Then something else is they explain the world and how it works in fine detail. So how the adventurers got to the world and all the way the enemies in the world respawn. Like, they pretty much explain it in so much detail. I didn't need to know why the enemies respawn in Log Horizon, but you know what they do? They go out of their way and show me why the characters respawn, even why the characters, the adventurers, the players, the actual players who got stuck in the world, even came to the world, and the backstory. It's just insane. There's so much world building and all that. It would be a cool game. Like, it would just be really cool, which is something I can't say about SAO. Now, enough with me comparing these shows, because it's painfully obvious that Log Horizon is a lot more in-depth when it comes to world building, characters, and as a general game. So I just want to talk about some stuff about I enjoy about the Log Horizon that isn't related to this comparison. I'm just a big fan of the long-term plot points they have, or to say it easier, to throw things away in earlier episodes, which become a huge plot point later. A prime example of this is when everyone is so sad that everything is super disgusting to eat. Eventually, Nyata shows everyone to cook delicious meals, which makes everyone super happy. It seems like a throwaway, but nah, it becomes a main point. Shiro needs to make these burgers to get money. He gets the money to fund him buying this building. The building he buys makes it so he controls all the guilds pretty much. And this in turn makes him create a government or a round table. And it's like, what the heck? Food was the reason all this happened, and it just happens all the time. There's so many more like throwaways that become just the biggest issue in the whole thing. So it's very interesting to see how they build up the stories and the plot points in the show. I'm a big fan of politics or just mind games. This is what the show is like full of. Like, it's more akin if you mixed SAO's setting and Death Note's structure with a tad of politics. That's what this whole thing is. I just love hearing how Shiro is going to twist things into his favor and using the knowledge of the game's history and backstory that he knows from playing the game for many, many years to try and figure out things or stuff in ways that just people wouldn't think about. It just keeps me on the edge to figure out what the heck is this villain behind glasses gonna do next, because you don't really know, because the world's insane. Like, he did like some world-class magic to revive somebody. Like, it's crazy. Like, he can just do some crazy stuff and it makes sense. It doesn't like break the game. They know their rules, they play by their rules, and it's just amazing to follow. Honestly, I could talk a lot about the show, like for example, that banger of an opening. And I love that they kept it for 2 seasons. I know they kept it for 2 seasons, and I think it's the only show that I've ever seen do it. They just said, nah, our opening is so great, we're going to keep it. We're not even going to change it, because most shows just change it. Like, nah, this OP is too good, so they don't even change it. Anyways, I just wanted to talk about Log Horizon because I am so hyped for Season 3. And I hope I get another database intro. They better not change the theme song. I'm going to be very mad. So, yeah, I'm very hyped. Especially because it's called Log Horizon Destruction of the Round Table. So, I feel like some crazy stuff's about to go down. And I want to see how the round table is going to break apart and just get destroyed and obliterated. So yeah, if you haven't seen Log Horizon, I think it's a good show, so watch it if you're looking for something to watch. Especially if you've seen SAO and you thought it was kind of decent, this might be like a whole nother level. If you have seen it, let me know your favorite thing about Log Horizon. And lastly, if you are from the future, let me know your thoughts on Season 3. Anyways, I'm Ozaki, and I hope to see you next time. Bye bye.